In the conversations about this upcoming administration, we've heard all kinds of stuff. We've talked about the racism. We've talked about the religious nationalism, this austerity principle. We've heard about how the White House is going to turn into an oligarchy. We've heard about authoritarianism, the end of democracy. But one thing, like no one ever mentions the media about Trump and his administration. It's how dumb they are. Like how objectively inept and incompetent they are. We see this even as they're being confirmed, right? We're seeing that like they have to delay the hearings because they haven't filled out paperwork. That's an example of white privilege right there. That you can't come to your job interview because you haven't filled out the application yet. We don't talk about stuff like how objectively compared to their predecessors, how inexperienced and uneducated his picks and his nominees are, right? Look at the resumes of his nominees. Forget about the scandalous content of someone like Pete Hegseth, right? He was in the National Guard and now he's going to be leading the entire army. Trump is picking nominees to lead federal departments from watching them on Fox News, right? You think about that. You think about people like Linda McMahon, who ran a wrestling empire, who's never worked in education in her life, being in control of the Department of Education. And so I think we have to have this conversation without feelings, right? We don't have to denigrate them for being conservative. We don't have to talk about the racism all the time, although we should. But what we can talk about is how inept, how incompetent, how unqualified this entire administration is going to be. And it may be the dumbest administration in the history of this country.